Ahead. Now, presented by Sprint.
And coming your way now, the Monday edition of our halftime show. Let's get it started. The Golden State Warriors are ahead against Miami. Their passing has been the key. Great playmaking all around. Houdini's got it absolutely locked in against the Heat defense. We're at halftime and still he hasn't missed a shot. It's been a pure shooting exhibition. And midway through, the Heat are still alive. They've been relentless attacking the rim, dominating in points in the paint, and the bodies down low have been banging away. It's been a dominating outing for the natural through two. After two, he's got 15 points and some nice plays offensively, getting the assists going. That's all we've got here. Now, back to Kevin, Steve, Clark, and Doris for the second half.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint. Welcome back, everyone. We're ready to get going again as this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports continues. Players are topped off with Gatorade, hydrated, and ready to get going again as well.
Some really terrific numbers for the natural. He has 15 points, and he's blocked a shot today as well.
He showed off how intelligent he is defensively. He understands where the ball is, where players are, what's happening in front of them.
And the shot is good. 6 points for Dwayne Wade.
Oh, man, he goes old school on us with the finger roll.
You know, the way he played last season and the strides he made in terms of defensive presence and the fact he's a consistent threat, we can start calling David Lee an elite power forward, in my opinion. The numbers are certainly there.
And there's the call on Bosh. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And, you know, these calls can be some of the toughest in the game for the officials.
It all happened so fast, but I really think that was the right call. The defender was not really set in that situation.
Udo. That falls. Nice feed that time from Andre Iguodala. 16 points for Houdini. And for David Lee last season, the second All-Star appearance in his career, one with the New York Knicks, and last year as a Warrior. The first All-Star appearance for a Golden State Warrior, Steve, and hard to believe, in 16 years.
That's a long time, but it's been a pretty big dry spell for that franchise. But you know, you talk about Lee, he led the league last year in double-doubles, had 56 of them during the season. So, you know, is he elite? I don't know if he's elite, but he's a borderline all-star, made it last year. But one of the top, say, 5-6 power forwards in the game.
Yeah, that's high praise. Yeah. The Heat trail by 5. LeBron James on the wing, guarded by Curry. Here's the natural. Tries again. In deep, Bosh drops it in. Bosh has got 7.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Warriors leading by 3.
Only 3 teams in the entire Eastern Conference had a better than 500 record against the West, and no surprise the Heat were one of those 3, and they were dominant against Western Conference opponents all year long.
Curry outside, puts up the baby hook, and that one goes long.
He was right there, but the defensive pressure forced that miss.
Well contested. That really made it a tough shot.
Here's the natural. No luck. Mark, adding on to what you were saying about the Heat versus the West, they ended up 25-5, which is incredible, Steve. Give it. Oh, what a play!
Oh, look at that.
That is a bring it down the house. And the Warriors lead by 5.
Unbelievable what I'm seeing here. Is this the dunk contest?
Hey, this one counts, Clark. Believe me, what confidence to attempt the alley-oop to himself.
He just couldn't resist, could he?
Curry dishes to Iguodala. Bogut back up on top. Leads him in there. And there's Stephen Curry on the assist by Bogut. And that's now 9 points for Steph Curry.
That is a terrific effort on the shot. He's giving up a lot of size, but still finds a way to score.
I don't think that affected him in the least, though, Steve. I mean, he made it look like he was the bigger guy. What a great game for Bosch in this one. 9 points and 1 assist.
For Miami, they have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
Well, this is a club that shot 75% as a team from the free throw line last season.
And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor. It's tipped. And the basket by Chalmers.
Well, every once in a while, he'll show us some pretty good moves around the hoop.
The Warriors leading. Here's Barnes, and he dunks it down. Stupendous rush to the rim and a mighty slam on the end of it.
But through the teeth of some pretty soft D. I can't help but say that.
Well, let's see how that impacts things here, because those kinds of plays sometimes can be game changers on both sides.
You know, Shane Battier was such a great addition for this Heat team. Really a coach on the floor. And since they added him to the mix, guys, guess what? 2 straight championships. And the lead just grows on that ridiculous offensive sequence.
You know, Clark, that dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Yeah, that just added more to it.
Yeah, what a beautiful connection on that play.
And Miami making a change here. Anderson's checked in. Now here's Lewis. Ray Allen is on the wing. Back to Lewis. The foul called on Festus Ezeli. That is his first foul of the game. And Steve, you look at Shane Battier, his ability to cross-match and guard fours down low is one of the keys that enabled the Heat to go small, especially 2 years ago when they were in the finals.
Yeah, and in the regular season last year, it was very successful for Miami. That's why they shot those threes so well, because they had the floor spread. But Battier always willing to take on that challenge physically. The question, though, is when you go against a guy like David West or even Carlos Boozer, it gets tougher. And so in the playoffs, Miami has had to maybe go small a little bit less often.
He's a winner, though, isn't he?
No question.
You know, it's always a challenge and a race to get into the playoffs in the West, and the Golden State Warriors were able to do it in large part because they went 19-11 against the Eastern Conference last season. And every win was huge as they secured the 6th seed in the West.
Here's Anderson. Gets it to go. Warriors leading by 5. Here's Barnes. From down in the low post, it goes. Barnes has got 6 in the quarter. And getting back to the Warriors against the East, they ended up going 500 or better against every division, Steve, in the conference.
Well, they were consistent, no question. And a big part of that was their defense improved so much and their rebounding. That's something that Mark Jackson really emphasized this past season, and it paid off in a big way. Golden State really became a very consistent club.
And LeBron James gets it to go.
You know, when he has that basket in his sights, he will go right at it. Once he's in tight, he is a flawless finisher.
Douglas kicks to Ezeli. That's in, coming off a nice assist from Douglas. Douglas has got 3 assists in the game. The Heat trail by 7, and there's the feed to Lewis. Count that one. Lewis has got his first basket. There's 25 seconds left in the third quarter. Douglas against Chalmers. Ezeli. Barnes feeds it to Douglas. Shoots. There's the block. But he stays with it. Just 5 to shoot. The drive by LeBron. Allen, that's good. Allen's got 6 points.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
And as we finish the third quarter, it's still close. Both teams trading baskets. We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Warriors.
Guys, the passing we've seen from them has been tremendous. Very unselfish.
And they're getting so much penetration on the defense that they're getting a lot of easy buckets as a result of breaking down that defense.
Near the three-point line, it's Wade. Some solid D from Bazemore. Barnes kicks to Green. Passes it to Bazemore. he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
How about that now? What a sensational finish.
Oh, got to be able to get some hang time to do that.
Yeah, you got to rise and levitate.
Suspend yourself.
Yeah, levitate.
And glide. You got to glide in and reverse it home. So sweet.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
Yeah, he's sensing this is a critical time in this game, guys.
Here's Bazemore. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. Beasley with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Wade's got it. Stolen. To the middle. It's tipped. Beasley with the steal. And here we go. Wade heading to the hoop.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Yeah, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Here's LeBron to take the lead. He takes it up and lays it in. And the Heat lead by 1. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Heat.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort to the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And another thing they're doing is really taking advantage of fast break opportunities and scoring some easy baskets.
Allen for 3. A second chance effort. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Taking advantage of the defense, really pounding it down low.
And the Warriors making a change here. Thompson's checked in. Timeout called the Warriors.
The Heat marched their way to the best record in the league last season, 66-16, and the ability to win on the road, a big part of that league best record.
And the Warriors with a completely new 5 on the floor. A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Mark Jackson said to his club. His message, don't even look at the score right now. We've got to make one play at a time and execute. That's how we'll take this thing home. Kevin, he's trying to keep them focused.
LeBron outside. Shot is off. Nice D from Bogut. And back to the Heat in their play on the road. 29 wins for them as the visiting side, and that was in another category compared to every other team in the league. Steve, nobody else really even came close.
No, nobody did. And I'll tell you what, when they went on their huge winning streak, it wasn't like they did it all at home. In fact, 13 of those 27 games during the winning streak were on the road. And that's not easy to do. Well, you knew he'd win that race.
Definitely. I mean, that's what you call early offense.
Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Here's the natural, guarded by Curry. From past the arc. The shot's good from the natural. The natural's got 20.
I don't know of too many other players, Kevin, who have his level of concentration offensively. He just seems to have that singular focus you need as a shooter that, you know, even if a defender's all over you, you still just lock in and let it go.
And one other thing about him that you shouldn't fail to appreciate is the presence and impact he has defensively. He can lock you.
Oh!
Are you kidding me? That was a power punch right there.
Now, Clark, that is just ridiculous.
Absolutely filthy. I don't remember ever seeing a dunk like that in the game. I certainly can't remember the last time I saw it.
Oh, man, that was just amazing.
They get it back. Back to Curry. Puts up a 3. For the 3. Gets the bucket.
Another good look there, and that's his second three-pointer of the game.
Here's Miami now. They're on a 15-5 run. Here's the natural. Back Back to Bosch. There's the bucket. Good.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Now, you got to make a defensive adjustment here, Clark. Time to collapse inside, force the ball back out on the perimeter, make them beat you from long range.
Here's the natural, guarded by Kirk. Here's the natural. David Lee comes up with the rebound. Lee's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Count the bucket. And 12 points for Andre Iguodala.
Guys, he shot a very good percentage today. They need it.
And it's Wade penetrating. Haslem. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on the clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot.
Shane Battier is checked in for Udonis Haslem. It's Curry outside. And that'll be Golden State as it goes out of bounds. Warriors retain possession. 1:02 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Udo. It's good! And now they trail by just 4.
You can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Bosch passes to the natural. Six on the shot clock. Puts the lead pass in front of him. And Wade slams it in.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And he does it as well as anyone. Tremendous skill in the air.
Curry dishes to Udo. Count! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Wow, huge shot. Listen to this crowd.
That sounds like a rock concert in here.
Well, they've been waiting to explode all game, and they finally got a reason to do so.
And that's an intentional foul. First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
2-possession game now, guys. Very important free throws there.
Timeout called the Warriors. They're losing by 5. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth. Klay Thompson is checked in for the Warriors. There's 25 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. He kicks it to Curry. And now they decide to foul intentionally. Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 7-point game.
Free throws go down, and the lead goes up.
And the foul on Dwayne Wade. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Tough call there and a tough break for the defense.
But, you know, I think you could still see him kind of sliding in there. I don't have a problem with the call.
Nails it!
He's got unusual height for the shooting guard spot, and it definitely came in handy on that play.
Here's the natural, and now we've got the intentional foul. And no good as the first free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second. And he ends up making the second, and that increases their lead to 6. 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Back to Curry. Whoops, they pick off the pass. And so it's Miami winning this one. They came, they saw, they conquered.
Hey, Kevin, to me, any win is a good win.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our player of the game, The Natural.